You're tuned in to Sister My Sister TV.
Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, as you come in on tonight, go ahead and share. Again, you are tuned in to Sister My Sister TV, and I am your host, HB, the Kingdom Advancer, and I am excited about tonight. I'm excited about this interview that we have. I'm excited about the one and the only Kimberly Ellis McField is with me on tonight, and I'm looking forward to this story to bless the lives of many. So please, as you come in, go ahead and share on tonight. Go ahead and share. And I'm going to get ready to bring her up. Let me go ahead and give a short announcement as we begin to build the audience. I want to share as well. And I want to go ahead and again, invite you all to share. And I want to give a few announcements before I bring her up, just in case you're not unable to make it to the end. I want to let you know that I am definitely coming out with the Kingdom CEO Network newsletter. So if you are a business owner, a Kingdom business owner, I want you to email me at Kingdom CEO Network so that you can get your business. You can partner with us and get your business in the newsletter, that your business, your organization, whatever it is. Again, share this video. And I'm going to bring the woman of God up now.
Hi,
Hello, hello, hello.
hello.
How are
Thank
you on tonight?
I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. How are you?
I'm well. Listen, I'm excited about this interview, and I thank you so much again for trusting me with this interview, for bringing you on, coming onto the network, the Sister My Sister TV, and just being with me here tonight. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Well, again, thank you so much, HB, for just allowing me to speak on your platform. But I am your favorite weight coach. I am Kimberly Ellis McField. I'm a coach, I'm an author, I'm a radio host. I have my own, well, I did have my own radio station on iHeartRadio. I'm a teacher. Let me back up. I'm a whole wife. I'm a
Come
wife.
on.
I'm a mother and I'm a teacher as well, 18-year educator. And I'm a fur mommy now. So that's me.
Okay, you a fur mommy. Okay.
I'm a fur mommy.
Listen. Yes, listen, my daughter-in-law and my son, they just had new fur babies for the puppy. Autumn had four babies. Yeah. Four babies. Six, I believe. One of those, six or four. Listen, I have to have my distance with the fur babies, okay?
Yes, that's my newest
But we
wife.
love to see. Listen, I love that you said I'm a whole wife. Let me back this thing up. I'm a
Listen,
whole wife out
I
here.
have not, oh,
And the weight
God is
coach.
good. I have not had
Yes.
I haven't spoke live as a wife. So I am so used to, I'm still getting used to the new because I'm just used to just speaking and flowing and saying that I'm somebody's wife. But I'm a
Yes.
whole I'm a whole wife. Yes.
Right. Yes. Yes. Greetings to you that are joining us on tonight. We have Woman of God, Juanita, Miss Lupo, and we have AP Kenya in the building. God bless you all. As you come in, please share the broadcast. Yes, listen, this is our friend. So I want to tonight, this is my truth that stole our bun. And I want you to tell us about your truth that may have stolen a bond or anything of such. Let us know. Let's get into the story. Let us know about a truth that you had that may have stolen a bond.
All right. Well, the truth that stole the bond was when I was sexually assaulted. It was I met a guy. I first had taken I was out of God's will. I knew
Mm-hmm.
that I had my child out of wedlock and I did not want my baby not to grow up without, a two-parent home. I desired to be married. I felt like God was taking a long time and I was getting one enemies necessary. You know, if somebody said, "Hey, we got a party," I'm like, "Ooh, tonight may be the night that I find them." You
Right.
know. And I had talking on the phone with one of my girlfriends one day, and she was like, "Have you ever heard of Plenty of Fish?" And I was like, "Plenty of Fish? No." Got on Plenty of Fish, and I met a man, very nice looking man. He came from a very established family. You know, it's always good to know somebody who knows somebody. And one of my very best friends, her father knew him. And I was just like, well, okay. His mother was an evangelist. And I was like, okay, good. You know, we into the God. He's serving the same God that I serve. And
Right.
we hit it right off. Right off. We hit it right off. And I was actually learning some things from him because he was very um he had me looking at books about stock and how to save money and invest in, you know. And one particular day, we were going to bowling. We did couples bowling, and he kind of like freaked out when he saw a police and he started yelling. That was my first sign. But I
Mm,
know how we do as women. Well, maybe he had a, you know, maybe he had a situation with the police before, and you know, I maybe triggered him in asking questions, and that was one
right.
red flag. The next red flag, he told me that he wasn't. Did he tell me he was an alcoholic? But he told me he used to drink a lot of Hennessy, but he swapped it for wine because he didn't want to do that anymore. And I was like, okay. But one particular day, he had some Hennessy. And
Mm-hmm.
I came back over to his home, and he was just turning that Hennessy bottle up, turning it up, turning it up, turning it up. And he just started talking to me crazy. And I was like, you know what? Let me just get my keys and go. And he was like, he ain't going
Mm-hmm.
nowhere. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. And, you know, of course, I'm a black woman, honey. I got a mouthpiece. I started talking like, no, I'm gonna go. And he locked me in his house
Mm,
and assaulted me. Now, this is somebody that I was with, you know, we were an
right.
item.
Right.
And of
And back
course,
up 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, because I want, I just want to point out something for the audience, because a lot of times, for one, you said a few things already that I want to point out. One
mhm,
is that this was a man of God who served, a man of God who you believed was a man of God who served the same God as you. And
mhm,
you were learning things, just listen, y'all. Just listen, because this is how the enemy entraps us, right? With things, and lure us in by, making you feel comfortable. So you were definitely comfortable with this person because this somebody you were dating. It was a
mhm,
man of God, somebody who had the same interest as you did. And I just wanted to point that out because sometimes I feel like we will look over, because you said you noticed the red flag. And I
mhm,
think that sometimes we'll look over red flags based off of the initial connection or the initial belief, right? So I want us to just pay attention to that before you go on. But go ahead and
because
complete
I thought
the
I could
story. But
fix
I wanted to point that out.
I thought I
Huh?
could fix him. I'm that woman that I thought I could fix him. I could change him. You know, I could bring out because I am the one to bring out things and people. So I just thought, you know, I could bring something out of him. But
Hmm.
he ended up locking me in his home and he assaulted me. And after he did what he, you know, did to me, um, he told me that he was not going to let me out. But of course, he was drunk. And when he fell asleep, I I waited a minute, but I prayed to God before I left his house. I said, Lord, if you get me out of here, I promise you, you do not have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about me trying to do it my way. I'm done
Right.
doing it King's way. Just Lord, allow me to show you that I'm serious this time.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and I left, had my clothes in my hand. So you already can envision that I didn't have any
Right.
clothes leaving his house because they were in my hand. And I drove in
Wow.
my car and I cried, I cried, I cried. At that time, I was living with my parents. And I said there was no need to tell my parents because
Right.
God had me in the bosom of his arms. Like he had me. I ain't have to tell nobody. I ain't want
Yes.
to tell nobody. I was embarrassed. I was
Mhm.
scared, still just frantic, just I had
Mhm.
never been hit by a man. My father has never lifted his hands at me. Never.
Wow.
So to have a man violate you like that, and I was just like, I can't tell anyone. And I ended up telling me and my cousins, we were it's a lot of us, and we had a thing called the app Marco Polo.
Yes.
And I told them the next day
Wow.
that something had happened. And I'm thinking I'm telling them in confidence, like, y'all, please don't tell nobody. But I had to
Right.
just get it out, and they said no. And at that point, it was like everyone, my family knew I had to go to the hospital as some as a John Doe. They did rape kids, all these people in the room with me, and I felt violated. I ended up having to go see a therapist, and I'm like, why do I need to go see a therapist? But I needed it. I didn't know what I needed, but I did need it
Right.
because I would tell my dad, please just keep the gun. Just keep the gun by the door. Cause I was scared that because they picked him up at his job and
Mhm. Mhm.
picked him up, and I had to go to court. And I was still just questioning God, like, why does it have to be like this? Like, yes, he needs to be put away, but I was so embarrassed. But then I started to think on,
Right.
after the fact, you made it though. There are a lot of women who didn't make it. So you do need to, you
Amen.
talk.
Yes.
And because God, you have a testimony. And I know there are some women that stay in it. They stay in it. You have people in
Mhm.
marriage that stay in abusive relationships. But I was
Right.
thinking about everybody else, but not what was good for Kim. And the fact that I can even
Right. And
this is the first time that I have publicly talked about this situation because I'm healed. It's honestly almost
right.
like it never happened. Like I'm so filled, and so God has been so good. The restoration, like he
Yes.
has restored. Like before I even came on, I was like, when did it happen? Did it happen before?
You know.
I am, honey, I'm so good.
Right.
God has been so
Right.
good.
And you know what? And that's the whole point of this show, because I want women to know that things might have happened to you, because a lot of women are stuck. They're stagnant. Like you say, a lot of people didn't make it out. And sometimes that's not just only in the physical. That's in
Mhm,
the mental, that's in the spiritual. Like their spirit has been so torn and tormented that they have not made it out even mentally. Their
mhm,
minds have not come to the fact of, I can live after this. And
mhm,
to see, so that's why, as I bring people on, whether it be male or female, bringing people on to speak their truth of that may have stolen a bond. This particular thing, actually, there's a twist to your story, and we discussed it briefly prior, that there's a twist that your bond necessarily, it broke the camel's back. Actually, that thing that brought you closer to God. And a lot
mhm,
of times when things happen to women or men or anything, any type of trauma, it is hard for people to find themselves again, to live again. And so I love the fact that you said, I am healed and I'm able to talk about it. Not only am I able to talk about it, but I'm in a good place. And
mhm.
to see that, you have been through this, however, but look what God has done. Look
Yeah.
what God has done. God has used that. He used a painful and traumatizing situation to draw you closer to him. And a lot of times, it's not that God intended for these things to happen to us, we know that we're warring against not even flesh and blood. There is a war going on in the spirit against our destiny, but God has a way of changing, is working it for our good. And
Mm,
even now, being that this story, like, it has actually um been, it's been that thing that blessed your life, that
mhm,
caused you to go,
mm,
turn around, that caused you to walk closer with him, that caused you to
mm.
have a story to where you can relate as the weight coach,
Right.
to where you can relate as a person that, okay, I'm saved now, but there was a time when I lived, where I was doing it my way. I
Baby,
looked at you, said,
yeah.
I did it my way. Right. So let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Let's talk about what have in the transformation, like, how have you used this, how have this been something that God has caused you to overcome, in a way that you are the weight coach now, you have transformed from that day, like you begin
Mhm.
to be closer to him. And even though there was some, we don't want to neglect the fact that there was some challenges in the process, because like you said, there was a fear there, you had to go through a fear with your father. You desired to like, dad, keep the gun around, okay?
Right.
Keep the gun around.
Mhm.
But how did you overcome that? How did you begin to overcome that?
Um, Self-evaluation, seeking God, and just hearing other women's stories that made it out. I'm like, you don't even look. I hate for people to say you don't look like that. How I'm supposed to look? How do you
Right.
look? You want to see me with a black eye? No, I didn't have a black eye. There's some women that have black eyes. Inter- Internally, I did. I had the bruises, but you didn't see it outwardly, physically. You didn't see those things on me. He didn't beat me to where I'm dead. I didn't get beat like that. I didn't. Again, there are different assaults.
Right.
Um, but when I saw other women, and when I knew that, Kim, you don't have to be embarrassed of things that you went through. My therapist definitely helped me. My family, like, my family rocks. Like, they rock. And one thing about my mom, she knows a mother knows what her child needs. And my
Yes.
cousins, I don't know who decided, but one day they was like, we getting you out the house. Again, I was scared to go anywhere. Girl, if I would have seen a black, what kind of car he had, a S500 Mercedes, I will freak out. Like, I will stop the car, like, oh Lord, is that him? But I got
My
over it.
Lord.
I got over it. My cousins got me at the house, and it was Chucks and Pearls. We wore our Chucks and our pearls, and we went to the movies. We went out to eat, and we had just been surrounded by women um that love you, and they want you to, get better, to soar. And the closer I got to God, I ended up doing my 35th birthday party. And I said that I was ready to, like, I don't know how I worded it, but I was ready to just break, just break off, just let me do my thing. Because being around women that are steady elevating, and you're the only one,
Hmm.
what am I doing? What am I doing
Held
with my life?
back.
Doing.
Yes.
And I had to drive. I just didn't know, like, I'm stuck. Like, I'm stuck, and I was
Right.
not victim. Like, this will not take over me. I gotta move. This is not, no, God created me to do much more. This was only a
Right.
setback or a set up. And that's
Right.
it, what it was. It was a setback
Yes.
for us.
So would you say that your 35th birthday, when you had that party, would you say that that was the time where you felt liberation and you actually
Mhm.
walked out your freedom from that
Mhm.
point?
And because my party was not for me, it was for the people that held me down. Like, I want my birthday, I want to give it back to y'all. Like, let me treat y'all, like, let me cater to you all. And I was ready. I was like, and I told them each what they did for me. Like, you
Wow.
held me accountable. You, like, they had name cards of what they did for me, and they didn't even know it. You have to let people know, like, I needed you. You didn't know that I needed you, baby, but I needed you. I needed those phone calls. You may thought, well, we ain't gonna bother her today. No, I needed you. I probably
Yes.
didn't act like it
Yes.
on the phone, or I probably was like, yes, I'm fine. But I needed that. I
Mhm.
needed that.
Mhm.
And
Right.
after that, I just started getting closer to God. And now on the flip side, I was still like, Lord, I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be by
Yes.
myself. I don't want to be by myself now. Don't
Yes.
forget that. So it wasn't hard for me to date again, because I did date again. I dated again. I actually
Mhm.
went back to an old friend, because sometimes we had them
Mhm.
in and out back pocket. Then one phone calls, that's
Right.
all. And
Right.
he had been for
Especially
me.
after being right, especially after being violated by someone. So you go to the familiar place.
Absolutely.
You go
Yeah.
to that familiar, that familiar place. So
Yeah.
in order to move forward, and that would be like a starting place, your
Yeah.
familiar place.
It wasn't a good place,
Um,
because he wasn't the one.
yes. Right,
But
right, right. And I get it. That's why I'm pointing that out, because sometimes we go to a familiar place, whether it's good or bad for us, but we go to the familiar place. What I like to do when I'm doing the interviews is, one, make you notice that how a person have been, how they felt while this was taking place, when they
mhm,
before, during, and after.
mhm,
The things that we realize, because a lot of times we don't recognize certain things that is taking place while we are making these decisions.
mhm,
I love that you said your family was a great support to you.
mhm,
You didn't give yourself that birthday party, but it was for them. And when you said that, what made me think of is that you faced you faced your situation by
mhm,
way of the support of your family. And it's a lot of people don't have that support,
mhm,
don't have the support of loved ones, or some situations like that could break a bond between loved ones. But I'm so glad that you did have that support. You had your cousins who was there, you had your parents who were there, and they was like, we're not about to let you die here.
yeah.
We are going to encourage you. So it is very vital, it's very important in who you connect yourself with, even in a situation to where, okay, I could have made different decisions, I could have made better choices, right? But it's
Mhm.
not my fault. It's not my fault. And having to being able to accept that it's not my fault of what happened to me, but it is my responsibility on how I
Absolutely.
heal.
Absolutely.
How I heal, it is my responsibility. Y'all, there are some things that happen to us that we have no control over in the moment of those situations. But the one thing that we do have control over is our healing process. And you
Oh,
had decided, like, listen, I'm not about to let this happen. I have people around me that's going places.
mhm.
It's time for me to move from this place. It's time for me to get back in the game. It's time for me to like stir it up. So
Mhm.
I want you to tell, so after you got that, it's not my fault, that's right, it's not my fault. After
It's
you got to the place where you said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to use what I've learned in my healing through my therapist. I'm going with my family support, and you had that party. I want you to tell how God transform your life. You could go ahead and break it in for us. Let us know right now
well,
what
there's a
it is. Like,
plot.
how did you?
There's a
Yeah,
plot
how
to
did
it.
you? Yes,
There's a
there's a plot to it. Tell us how you became the weight coach in this thing.
well, um during my Lord, I'm allow you to send the person. I'm allow you to send them. My friend, the same friend who knew the guy who, well, she knew of him. She knew of the family.
Mhm,
She told me, she put my name out on Facebook one day, because a man had said, who was 35, looking for a 35-year-old single, something like that. But she put my name out there in the Facebook thing. And I looked, I was like, why you put my name out there? She was like, because you single, girl, you just never know, because again, all of my family and friends just, like, come on, it's time for you to, not that they was pushing me like, Kim, you can't stay in this box.
Yes.
And you can't stay in a box. You just have to be watchful. You have
Right.
to be watchful, pray about everything, that sort of thing. And I met a guy. This the plot twist.
Okay.
We dated and I got engaged. And he was a pastor. He
Listen.
was a preacher. Same, not the same thing, because they definitely came from two different
Hmm.
backgrounds. He was a Christian man. He wasn't no fake Christian. He was a Christian man. And but it didn't work out.
Right.
I ended up giving the ring back. Things did not work out. And after that, I'm like, now wait. Lord, I've been sexually assaulted. I gave it all up. I met a Christian man. Like, I'm going to his church. Like, I have turned, like, I wasn't even the same person no more. That's how God was dealing with me. I
Right.
wasn't socially drinking. Like, it was all God, honey. I wake up, God, everything was God. And then I was dating somebody
Right.
who was, I thought, this is it. Okay, Lord, I see you. And then it doesn't work. I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to do. And you know how sometimes we just have to just throw our hands up like, why did you create me?
Yes.
Like, now I feel, I'm not gonna say I felt played, but like, what's really going on? Like, I surrender to you. You
Right.
give me something and you don't allow it to happen.
Yes.
COVID
It's a
happened.
process in God, though. Right. But it's a process in God. Every situation, y'all, I'm gonna say this right now. Every situation, because
Mm,
we tend to be like, this is not valid, valid, Lord. You gave me this. Because this recently happened in my life.
mhm, mhm,
God gave me a job. Like, I
mhm,
knew it was God. Like, the woman of God said it was God. But at the same time, God allows us to happen because there's a process. And he
mhm,
have a lesson in everything that he allowed.
mhm,
Everything that he allowed. And I see that Prophet Rose said, Apostle Rose said that the false came before the real. Yes,
mhm.
indeed. Listen, the counterfeit gonna come before the real.
Mm,
So the counterfeit came, and she also said the devil know what we like, and he do, but God always gonna use it for our
mm.
good. So let us go ahead and continue to tell us about this plot twist. So
Woo.
after you discovered that he wasn't the one, how did it
Things
transition?
happen. Things happen, and then I just started seeing like, okay. I entertained a conversation that I shouldn't have, but I'm like, it still shouldn't be like this. Like, it was just you when you really start seeing a person, like things just start coming, and I was just like, no, no. Like my gut, it was like I wanted it so bad. You know how you want to be married so bad, but I'm like, does it supposed to feel this way? Like, I thought I'm supposed to be, feeling another way, but I was just going through the motion. And I was just like, no. And I think me and him both can mutually say it was a no. It was a no. But you hear so many people
Right.
that actually go ahead and get married. I mean, because my mama, they didn't spend all this money and I don't want to be embarrassed. And I was like, baby, even though we went live on Facebook with their proposal, God allowed COVID to happen. Now, even though
Listen.
people was asking when y'all gonna get married? COVID, and I'm like, baby, there is no wedding. And at that point,
Listen.
mm, baby,
Thank
I
God
went,
for gracing you.
ooh, girl, if it
You
want
know,
for
I
COVID,
did I did the opposite. I did the opposite. The Lord showed me the red flag and I still went right in head first.
I
I
COVID happened. And even though COVID was bad, colon was such a healing for me. COVID was purpose for me.
mm,
COVID was, it's your time to shine. I found purpose. I found my worth. That's what I found.
right.
And now I'm
Right.
respecting my worth. That's why I got my shirt on, my brand. Respect my worth. Yes.
Yes, I love that. I love that. When I looked at your email, I said, wow, respect my worth.
Yes.
See,
Respect.
listen, what was meant to try to devalue you by the
Mhm.
enemy, you develop your worth. You got
Yes.
your worth. You got, like you say, you got purpose in it.
Mhm.
And I love that. Listen, see,
Mhm.
sometimes we'll complain. And I'm actually getting ready to go live on Prophetess Sylvia page after this to
Mhm.
with a word. And this is almost in the vein of it.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we'll complain about what the Lord will do for us
Mhm.
because it
Mm.
looks
Mm.
bad. COVID
Mm.
looked real bad. Okay. It
Mhm.
was bad in our lives. We can say that it did come with this bad,
Absolutely.
but it had its goods as well. It had its good as well. That God turned it for his people. Like
Mhm.
there was you had time to heal. You
Mhm.
had time to, develop that brand, develop that
Mhm.
ministry slash business,
Yes.
that you birthed out. So tell us
Mhm.
about it. I want you to let the people know about
So yeah,
what else was birthed out.
after I got off of my after God started talking and dealing with me, and I now knew my worth. I knew that I was created on purpose for a person. I knew that what God put in me, He put something. He put something in me that He didn't put in nobody else but Kimberly Ellis at the time. And I went with it and I started telling my story. And in that waiting process, He gave me the weight coach. And at the time,
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't know because I didn't know it was gonna take that long. I didn't know it was gonna take 3 years after. And
Right.
but God is funny. He definitely makes you laugh. I'm like, you gave me the title, and he literally made me sit on it because I feel like he can't give me something that he can't pour out of me to other women.
Right.
So you can't tell women how to
Right.
wait until you learn how to wait. And one way that
Come
I learned
on.
to wait was well. You cannot wait with um a microwave guide. You can't wait well with doing it your way. But you definitely gotta wait well continuously seeking him. And when I say seek him,
Come on.
wake up, lunch, dinner, day, everything was about my God. And although I knew that I was somebody's wife, I wasn't checking for no man no more. Baby, I was I'm not gonna say that was the least thing, but I was doing me. I was doing me, and it was my time to
Right.
shine because God has, like, I felt like I was rebirthed, I was renewed, I was everything, like, and things were working out for me. I was back in school, I had got my master's, I had moved out my mom's house. Girl, I was doing the thing. I was doing it. I was doing me. Um,
Listen.
and
Yes.
I started telling my stories and then getting women feedback. I started I did my own, me and my other girlfriend, we did our more than enough conference. I was booked and busy, honey. I was booked and busy. And
Listen.
by me being in purpose on God's assignment, not thinking about a man, I got it. Minding my own business. And it didn't take, well, one thing I can say.
Listen.
Mhm. Oh, I thought you was gonna say something.
Y'all taking notes. She said by her being in purpose on God's assignment.
On God's
Then
assignment.
came the ring. Then came the
Then
husband.
came
So
then came
listen, ladies, let me tell y'all, let me go ahead, and she fixed her focus. Right. Right. Oh my gosh. She fixed her focus by her being in purpose, y'all. I love this. So I want to go ahead and let me do this recap really quick. First of
Mhm.
all, she was out of the will of God. She met this man. God used a traumatic situation to steer her towards him. What the enemy meant for bad, God made it for her good.
Mhm.
Used the traumatic situation to transform her life. Not only that, she began to seek him because we can't get anything, not like you said, not a microwave God.
Mhm.
We cannot get anything from God without sitting in that wait. Oh my goodness. This is something that the saints have to learn is
Mhm.
to develop that wait. And God speaks about it. The
Yeah.
wait. Wait, I say on the Lord. Wait, I
Mhm.
say in one book, okay, in one book of the Bible, he say wait three times, like in one chapter. Like,
Mhm.
wait, I say on the Lord. Wait, I say on the Lord. Like, wait. So when you say the weight, I love that. The weight coach, that thing has weight on it. Okay.
Yeah.
WEIGHT. Because the weight is what give you the weight of a thing.
Yes.
And so that's one thing. And then two, she fixed her focus. She begot in the will of God.
Mhm.
She began to be in purpose with God, aligned with God's purpose and his assignment. And then
Mhm.
she got the reward. She got the promise of God.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
promise of God. And I want to tell y'all, I'm not going to allow y'all to get all the tea on here because I want this guest. She's very special because she's in alignment with every segment of the Gossip Podcast. The Gossip Podcast, y'all, has three different segments, and it is one, the Advance Her Speaks, which we'll get into for the leader, the author, whatever it is, the minister. I want her to be back on there, and then one, the Ready Wife, which she's already married, but I want to have her and her husband come in together as a guest, and they are going to share their story. So we're not going to give y'all all the deets on here, but I just want y'all to pause at that part where she say she got in purpose and she got her ring.
Yep.
So now I would like for you to tell, if there was a woman that may have experienced something, whether it been by way of decision making or something that was just, that went through something traumatic, as you have. I want you to be able to bless a woman that may be
Mhm.
in that, either in that way even. But first, I want you to touch on two areas. One, where they have gone through an experienced a traumatic thing that have held them, that have gripped them so they can't move, so they find themselves where they can't move. What would you say to them to help them to push past that place, to come out of that place of something that they didn't have control over? And although it may have happened, it may have been traumatizing, it may have been bad, but use it as a stone or as a step
Mhm.
to get to the next place. What will you say to that person, to that woman?
Wow. Call me. Um, really, a song came to mind. It won't always be
Mhm.
like this.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
It won't always be like this. The
It won't
sun is
always.
going to shine because I know I was there. And
Right.
it's when everybody around you can tell you, get up, do this. You don't feel like it, but you got to. Check your circle because you shouldn't have to
Hmm.
go through life by yourself. You
Right.
cannot go through life by yourself. Find that trusted person. And I know that sometimes, even with praying, sometimes it takes more. You got to do more than praying. You got to get up to allow God to take those steps when you take the first one. Continue to talk, continue to talk to God, but you got to get up. Baby, you got to wash your face, friend,
Hmm.
sis. Adjust that crown. Even when you don't feel like smiling, even when you don't feel
Hmm.
like you got to show up for you. Nobody, nobody loves you more than yourself. You got to find it in you. Find that strength, find that circle. Find if you need to go see a therapist, a coach, like it, you are not the only one. And I think that's what helped me. I was not the only one. And especially when you hear somebody else's story, like I thought my shoes were bad.
Mm-hmm.
But when I hear other, even people in my family, like when you've been, as you stated with your story, HB, that's a that's dramatic, you know, but you made it.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
how God,
Yes.
God, God allowed
Only God.
my earthly angels came, and I wanted it. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
want
Mm-hmm.
it. As my aunt Phil will say, do you believe? If you believe that God is capable of healing me, and just like you can go and look on YouTube and look at all these other women that have been healed, why you think he won't heal you? God is in love with you. He loves you. He created you. If he was ready to, if you serve no purpose, baby, you will not be breathing his air. So
Come on. Come on.
when you get up, regardless of what you can, you know, we can come up with all these different scenarios. The why me? Why not you? God is not going to put nothing on you that you cannot bear. No, I didn't have to click on plenty of fish because you sure want the Holy Spirit telling me to do it. I didn't seek God
Mm-hmm.
before I did it. But those where life lessons come in. There are a lot of things that we do that are not aligned with God, but He allows them to happen for His glory.
Right.
So you have to. So that is what I will tell another sister. It won't always be like this. If you want to get the help, get up.
Come on.
All you got to do is get up. If you want, now, if you want to stay in that sucky place, then hey, God has put the resources out here for you. But if you want to get the help, sister, come on. Come on. Come on. However you come, just come and get what you
Just
need
come.
so that you too
Come on.
can live. Live.
Can live. You can
Live.
live from this place. Regardless of what has happened to you, regardless of what you have been through, you can live. And I love how you said, regardless of how you come.
Just
Listen, I know that the world always talks about the clothes when God say come as you are. No, he mean your heart. He mean
mhm,
the damage. He mean the trauma. He mean the dirt. He mean your affliction. He mean your mindset. He means where you are now, mentally, emotionally, physically, where you are, come as you are
mhm,
unto him, because it's a lot of things that you won't be able to do without him.
mhm.
It's only God that caused me and woman of God Kimberly to make it to this point after what we've experienced that
Absolutely.
will cause us to live in this place. So also I want you to share with everyone, just everyone, how to connect with you as the weight coach, how to contact you. If you have a website, please let the audience know how to contact you. And thank you so much, AP Kenya, for
Ooh, I
being in the comments,
know.
letting us know. So please let them know how they can stay connected.
Kenya is a whole beast. That's our girl.
Yes.
Lady K is in the house. Yes, love her, love her. Yes, my website is under construction right now, but you definitely can email me at respectmyworth2020 at gmail.com. You can also find me on two platforms, three. Instagram, I am Miss Kimberly. That's awful. I don't know if it's Miss Kimberly McPhail. Hold on. Let's see.
I do the same thing.
Okay, it's Kimberly Ellis McPhail. Kimberly Ellis McPhail. And you can also find me on Facebook the same way. Kimberly Ellis McPhail. DM me. I will be willing just to hear. Sometimes people just want you to listen. Just listen.
Right.
Just listen. So whatever it is that you need, that is how you can contact me. So we can get you back to knowing your worth, respecting your worth, and learn how to wait well. Learn how to wait well because everything that God has promised you, you will get it because there is so much joy. There is joy while waiting on God's plans for your life. But you got to find that. But you got to be about the Father's business. You got to work while you waiting. You got to worship while you
Yes.
waiting. Come on, somebody. You got to
Come
praise
on.
while you wait. You got to already expect that God is going to do just what he said, because
Just
it
what
won't
he said.
always, it won't always be like this. You better enjoy the season that you're in, because it's only a season. Okay? It's only a
Come
season.
on. Oh my God. And even when you said that, to close us out, I'm going to say this based off of what you just said, is that you need to enjoy. But before I say that, I got to get my t-shirt, and y'all get y'all shirts too. DM her for a t-shirt to respect my worth. I have to get my t-shirt.
Yes.
And I love that you said that it won't always be like this, and enjoy the season you're in. Sometimes, y'all, we look at our seasons, we label our seasons the wrong way based off of our own experiences, based off of our limited beliefs, based off of our own small wisdom. The Bible says God's ways is not our ways, and his thoughts is not our thoughts. Sometimes when we are in a situation, or when we are in a season that we deem to be like punishment, God is actually giving us that rest. God is actually giving us that time to heal. God is actually giving us that time to evaluate things and seek him. Seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, so that he can add, so he can give us time to spend with him to direct our paths. So I want to say, adding on to what she said, is that get close, draw closer unto God. Get you a coach, get you a mentor, get you some, go sit on the sofa,
Mm-hmm.
but always pray. And
Yes.
always seek him first in all things. Even be led of the people we connect to, in order even to help us in that time that we're going through. I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for joining us on tonight. I thank y'all so much for joining us on tonight. And I want everyone who is here on tonight to I'm trying to see how I want to be able to share this video. But just in case I'm not able to share this video, which I think I'll be able to share it, just in case I'm not able to share this video, if you have a business, a kingdom business, I want to say again, contact me, get in contact with me with your kingdom business. On February the 1st, the newsletter, the Kingdom CEO newsletter, is coming out, and you would like to partner with us in order to get your business, ministry, organization to a greater reach, go ahead and partner with us. If you have been, if there has been anything that we talked about on tonight that was a blessing to you, please go subscribe to Sister My Sister TV on YouTube. Make sure you stay connected. I will be doing these the segments of the Gospel Podcast, including Sister My Sister TV. I will be doing these lives weekly. So you want to stay connected. We will have Miss Kimberly Ellis McPhail back on this show. Not the same segment, but we will have her and her husband on Ready Wife, and we will also have her speaking more about her business and the things that she have to offer as the weight coach in the Advance Her Speak segment. So make sure y'all tune in, stay connected, join her in Clubhouse, join her on her page. Stay connected to us both. God bless you all. I'm getting ready to play this video on our way out, and I will see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see.
Are you building for the kingdom and would like to partner with us for a greater reach? Go ahead and email us at ad@kingdomceonetwork.com.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Bye.
Are you building for the kingdom and would like to partner with us for a greater reach? Go ahead and email us at ad@kingdomceonetwork.com.